All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to say, call Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Honors and salutations to you fellow laborers out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity, especially during these times. Shalom to the few Akwap that believe. A hearty shalom and salutations to you other laborers and believers that are scattered throughout the face of the earth, even if you're among the heathen and like the heathen nations who are the speckled bird Israelites. To the household of faith, which is the elect, I want to say shalom to you. And I do mean the household of faith because that's what's going to get you through these evil days that's approaching. And this clip I found, and I want to say fair use under 1976 Section 107 Fair Use Act. My videos are not monetized. I don't receive any compensation off these videos. Only for literary commentary and educational purposes. So with that, fair use. This is something I found from the Young Turks. And again, if y'all see my video, the Young Turks, my videos are not monetized in any way, shape, or form. But I caught this segment, all right, and the talking point was pretty interesting because as I'm hearing her speak, I'm like, yo, this is biblical prophecy, because the scriptures speak about the race wars and class wars that's going to take place, not just here in Babylon, but globally. But in particular, right here in Babylon is the focal point in this particular news segment on the Young Turks. I'm going to chime in. So again, fair use. I'm going to let you guys hear, you Akim and Akwath out there. And Lord willing, this video is edifying.
By either their politics or their wealth or their success. So that was disturbing. A couple other things, I've been warning about, and certainly not just me, but a number of people who've been in the space.
Dan Bongino, the former deputy FBI director, he's so concerned he could have actually done something about it had he not quit his job as deputy FBI director. But nonetheless, there he was speaking to Fox News and sharing his concern about class warfare in the United States. Now, what triggered his concern? Well, apparently there was something a little...
You got to think about it. What's going on right now, or really what's been going on for some time now, is there's a separation between the rich, all right, and the middle class. All right, there's no longer a middle class, really, man. Now, if you look around, it's the rich and then the poor, or the haves and have-nots. And I say that because when you see what's going on as far as those mom and pop shops, they've been dried up since the pandemic, or pandemic, as people say. And I agree. You got farmers, right? A lot of these farmers been bought out or sabotaged, okay? And DEI, the DEI hires, that was a big wave of firing workers due to DEI, all right, which it mainly affected the Edomites, because they're the ones that were a lot of those high-end, middle-class jobs, And now you see them, the main ones on YouTube, crying out about their lives being ruined and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a separation, okay? Either you're rich or you're poor, and that's just how it is now, okay?
Scary happening over the weekend. So the notion of class warfare is back in the news after an alleged terror plot that was to be carried out during the White House UFC fight that took place this past weekend. I know people have strong feelings about it. I don't care, other than it does look like bread and circuses to me a little bit, but I digress. According to the Fed...
And it is. It's a distraction. And you have a lot of people tune in. Why? Because most people, their hearts are in the house of mirth. Okay? And the word heart goes back to the Hebrew word lab, which means your mind. So their minds are in the house of mirth, having a good old time. That's what the word mirth means, man. When you look it up, right? The word mirth Ecclesiastes 7. Let me see here. Ecclesiastes 7 and 4. Yeah, here you go. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. All right, and the word mourning, what's that mean? Let's see. See what the word mourning is. The Hebrew word is a ball. All right, a ball. It says mourning for the dead, for rites of mourning, metaphor, mourning garb, period of mourning, lamentation, mourning. So, and the reason why the wise hearts are in the house of mourning is because all this great evil that's coming, man. The wise are really the elect. Okay, the elect of the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. Our minds or hearts are in the house of mourning because it says in Ezekiel 2 that within this book is written what? Mourning, lamentation, and woes. And we're hoping that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah deliver us from these woes and mournings and lamenting that the vast majority of our people are going to do. Excuse me, in these coming days, weeks and months. Okay? Because shit about to happen. Shit about to hit the fan. It says, but the heart of fools, all right, the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Now, the word mirth, okay, and I kind of want to get on the etymology, but it says joy, mirth, gladness, gaiety, pleasure. See? Pleasure. Why you're in a mind of joy or pleasure when you see this great evil is getting ready to happen. And I always bring out Ezekiel 21 because it's so befitting of the times, Let me get it real quick. Ezekiel 21 and 9, it says, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Right, when you look at a literal carnal sword, you furbish it or sharpen it so they can cut and devour and destroy. Okay? Now, you look at the carnal sword today, the highest sword on earth is the ICBM missile. But then you have, actual knives still around, different weaponry, guns, right? And also you have, the guillotine, got concentration camps. Esau gets into torture and all that shit, man. And also his words, man. His words are likened to a sword as well, man. All right. That's Psalm 62. Verse 10. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? See? Should you be making mirth? You see that the sword, all right, is being sharpened to make a sore slaughter. Remember that the wicked, all right, pursuing the Psalm 17, the wicked, who's the wicked? The Edomites. That's who's on power right now. And they blessing as a sword. All right. And the Lord created the wicked for the day of evil. So that's what's approaching. That's why you see the wicked gearing up for this sore slaughter. All right. If you pay attention to what's going on in society, famine, pestilences, them all forms of sword, because you have the chemical or biochemical warfare that Esau gets into, which he uses bio swords to destroy people, man. Okay? So, seeing all these things are being prepared or happening, should you make mirth? Should you be in a joy or pleasurable state of mind? The answer is no. Shit, when I go out anywhere, I have a mind to look around and be circumspect because you don't know what the fuck may transpire, man. It says, it contemneth the rod of my son as a retreat. So the thing is this. It is not a good thing to be in a joyous state of mind. That's what the kingdom is prepared for. Verse 11. And he had given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. All right, and that's today Esau. Okay, and you better believe that Esau, just like you look at the word beast, in the book of Revelation. And who's the head of this beast system? Whose system is it? It's Esau. And the word beast itself goes into what? A bestial man. Just look it up. Let me see here. Because Esau came into power like that. Like a wild fucking beast spilling blood everywhere. And his system is all set up to do that. Look at this. This is the word beast. All right, Therion. And you look down at 3, it says metaphor, a brutal, bestial man, savage, ferocious. That's what the so-called white man is. Beginning with the wicked elites, man. Why do you think all these wars are going on like they've been going on all these years? This man is a savage. Okay? Like he called us savages? No, he's a real savage. So-called white man, the real savage, man. Let's look at this word, bestial man. Okay? Bestial man refers to behavior where a human acts with animalistic, primitive, or brutal instincts, lacking rational thought or morality. See? The term is heavily used across philosophy, psychology, and pop culture to describe a degradation of humanity. And this is definitely a degradation as far as the society we're living in. Okay, excuse me, my chin was itching, Shalaki. Okay. Merriam-Webster says defines the term as a state of degradation, unworthy of humans, characterized by a lack of intelligence and base appetites. Let me see. Oh, look at this, synonyms and usage. Brutal. Applies more to humans displaying a senseless lack of feeling or humanity. And yeah, Esau, man. It says that he cast off all pity. That's a human trait, to have pity for another human being. Right? The word pity. Let me look it up real quick. Baba Shah. Amos 1:11. Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, which is the Edomite of the Bible, which is a representation of the people, all right, the Edomites, and they're in power right now. Okay? And for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity, and his anger, all right, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. See? Now, the word pity, the Hebrew word there is racham. All right, racham is the Hebrew word. It says it says an absolute statement, in plurals. Compassion, right? Compassion. Strong's definition. It says by implication, a maiden vows compassion. All right, as damsel, tender love, great tender mercy. All right, this man don't know about mercy. This is why what's that James 2 says, for he should have mercy. It says for he should have judgment without mercy that had showed no mercy. Okay, and the so-called white man don't show nobody mercy, not even the old. That's Isaiah 47. You see. So the point is, someone that's brutal, they don't have a sense of feeling for humanity. Okay, brutish emphasizes a likeness to animals and a low intelligence, instinct-based behavior and crude-based appetites. Yeah, man. Furrow refers to a ferocity and wildness of untamed predators. That's what Esau is. Oh, woe to the bloody city. It's full of lies and robbery. Let me get that real quick. Okay, let's get that. Let me get back to the video, Shalakia. Yeah, Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not. Right, because we're the prey. Us Israelites. And who's the predator? The Edomites. See? So there you go, man. That's the point. All right. Now let's get back to this video. All right, I just want to prove that Esau is like a bestial man. And he's going to show you how much of a bestial man he is. All right, once he come down with that great wrath, because he only got a short time in the moment. Especially when he make this MOTB mandatory. He gonna send in these troops. All that, right? The enemy gonna come in like a flood. Excuse me. So, you know, this man's like into a beast, man. Okay. So let's play the clip. You see, you notice in the video clip, right? You see a lot of Jake in the forefront. You know what I mean? So, you know, this could be control opposition. Okay, making Jake the ones that's gonna do his uprising. But hey, you know what? Hey, the scriptures speak about Judah being a terror unto the land of Egypt. What's that? Isaiah 19. So hey, you know, that's prophecy too. You know, but let's get back to the video. Because these people, they play on both sides of the fence. Like I said, control opposition, man. But let's play the clip, okay?
Feds, 5 individuals plan to attack government officials and wealthy attendees at the event. So I've been reading about this today, and there have been some arrests, including a man from Ohio. His mugshot is available. 5 individuals specifically plan to attack government officials and wealthy attendees at the event. They intended to force evacuations with explosive drones, then shoot targets as they fled. That was allegedly the plot. That was luckily foiled. As for the alleged motive, the filings detail numerous grievances against the government and federal officials, including U.S. support for Israel, the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files, and data centers. The potential.
See, there you go, man. Let's get this. I got this pulled up on the GNT, by the way. Second Esdras 15. See, gotta bring this back out. Second Esdras 15, and starting at verse 14, right, on the GNT, it says, the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil, and that's going on right now. This dude Nero Trump is in deep shit. He basically committed political suicide by, you know, getting involved in this fucking entanglement with those Israelis versus the Iranians, or Persians versus Amalek, which is Amalek is the least of the flock, which Trump is aiding by using what, the Northern Army, the American military. They can't get out of the fucking war, man. And what it's caused, political turmoil for him. He's, like I said, political suicide, basically. You know? There will be great political turmoil with one group. And all, by the way, a lot of people want him to be impeached, or something like that. Yeah, impeached. His approval rating is like in the high 30s, almost 40%. That's very low. Look at his first term and second term. You will see what his approval rating looked like. And then just look at his approval rating when he got in office this time, and then how quickly it declined within, you know, the first 6 to 9 months. Okay. It says there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. See? This is what's brewing right now. There will no longer be free access to the cities. Yeah, they're going to shut the cities down by way of using the military. You know, Trump already positioned these National Guard troops in the states, right? And they made the count based off the states. You know, most of the larger states have 500, and the smaller ones got 250 National Guard. What they were saying, according to reports. No. So this is what's going on, man. This is what's going on, and we see it playing out, man. So what she's going into, you know, basically, the class wars. Yeah, man. You'll see the lower level people go up and fight against the people that make the laws or legislations. Because people are fucking worn out. They're tired, man. This is 2nd Esdras 13. Starting verse 30. At that time, everyone will be close to panic. All right. Now you see people panicking right now because why? People have a uncertainty about their lives. See, it says they will begin to make war against one another, city against city, region against region, nation against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. When that happens, the signs I told you about earlier will take place, and then I will reveal my son whom you saw as a man coming out of the sea, which is out of the heaven or the firmament. Okay? This is why the scriptures tell us what? Well, not even the scriptures. It was actually Yahweh Shai, right? Let me see if I get this real quick. So, because basically when Yahweh Shai show up, it's going to be a lot of fucking chaos out here. A lot of shit going on. You know? Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? See? You're going to have shit and chaos. Okay? You're going to have a lot of bloodshed out here, man. So when Yahweh Shah show up, it's going to be a crazy scene. Okay? So, this is what's coming. You know, this is what's coming. Now, I ain't want to make this video long, but I just want to chime in and let you see what's going on. So even the political analysts and the news media, they see what's going on. It's going to be an uprising, man. Oh, 2nd Esdras 9. Excuse me, uproars of the people. Let's get that. 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. I'll close on this. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, Yahweh Shai gonna come back. Okay? I just read in 2nd Esdras 13 on the GNT that the Heavenly Father is going to reveal the Son, the second coming of our Lord. Verse 3, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we see the earthquakes going on, massive ones too, like the one over happening in the Philippines the other week, not long ago. It says what? In uproars of the people. Why? Because people's lives are fucked up. From Babylon to Europe to Asia, all that shit, man. Things are happening. Land of Hams, Central South America. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things, from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right, so, you know, these things are going on because why? We're at the time of the end of Esau's reign, man. Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. So shit is happening according to prophecy, and we're excited about it because why? We know that we're that close to the kingdom. You know? So yeah, these class wars are gonna happen, man, but it's prophecy. So for us to believe in Yahweh B'Shem Shai, it's looking good for us. All right, Lord willing, we're the elect. All right, so with that, I'm gonna close. All praise and glory be unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Rakakodash. Shalom to the Lord's elect. And Lord willing, you've been edified in this video. And I want to say, a Bible ball. Until next time, shalom to all you sincere Akim.